Part A. Listen to each word. Write the word you hear.
1. If I save enough money, I'll go on vacation. If I save enough money, I'll go on vacation. 2.
If you hold the ladder, I will paint the wall. If you hold the ladder, I will paint the wall.
3.
If I go jogging, I'll lose weight. If I go jogging, I'll lose weight.
4.
If I eat healthily, I will lose weight. If I eat healthily, I will lose weight.
5.
If it snows, I'll go skiing. If it snows, I'll go skiing.
6.
We will dance if the band plays good music. We will dance if the band plays good music.
7.
I won't go outside if it rains. I won't go outside if it rains.
8.
I will build the cupboard if you read the instructions. I will build the cupboard if you read the instructions.
9.
You'll get wet if it rains. You'll get wet if it rains.
10.
If he looks for it, he'll find it. If he looks for it, he'll find it.
$11. If I cook, will you do the dishes? If I cook, will you do the dishes? $12.
Will they fix it if it's broken? Will they fix it if it's broken?
$13. If you don't study hard, you will fail your exams. If you don't study hard, you will fail your exams. $14.
Unless you get up now, you'll be late for work. Unless you get up now, you'll be late for work.
$15.
I'll be angry unless he turns that music down. I'll be angry unless he turns that music down.
$16.
Unless they listen, they'll get it wrong. Unless they listen, they'll get it wrong.
$17.
You'll damage the floor unless you cover it. You'll damage the floor unless you cover it.
$18.
He'll get annoyed unless you speak politely. He'll get annoyed unless you speak politely.
$19.
She'll arrive on time unless her train is delayed. She'll arrive on time unless her train is delayed.
20.
We'll do the job unless it's too difficult. We'll do the job unless it's too difficult.
Listening to problem solving.
This one time, some friends and I were skiing up in Idaho.
Uh-huh.
And a friend of mine fell 1,200 feet down this mountain.
1,200 feet?
Yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah, he was just tumbling down. Looked like a rag doll. I thought he was dead. He was unconscious, bouncing off cliffs that dropped 10, 15 feet at a time, you know?
Ooh.
He finally got down to the bottom and slid out about 300 yards on the snow.
Uh-huh.
And we all thought he was dead. Like, we were looking down at him. He wasn't moving, so we had to ski down to him. I thought he was dead, so it was pretty scary. But anyway, we got to him. He was unconscious. After a couple of minutes, we kind of shook him and stuff, and he woke up.
Uh-huh.
He was like coughing, and he's got 2 bumps on his head about this big. His one eye was closed shut.
Question 1. What are the speakers talking about? Question 2. What happened to the speaker's friend? Question 3. What was the victim's condition like when the speaker got to him? Now listen to part 2.
Wow. You know, it's a miracle he survived that.
It is a miracle. And so, I stayed with him, and 2 other guys skied down, and a rescue team came about 4 hours later and took him out. Flew him to the hospital in a helicopter.
No kidding.
Yeah, I mean, it was a big deal. It definitely gave me a new perspective on life.
Oh, yeah. Wow. How did you guys get a hold of the rescue team?
These guys, our friends, hiked out. Like, they skied down. We were pretty far into the park and high up.
Right.
So they skied down and hiked out to the trailhead. Got in their car and drove to town, you know?
Wow. The guy was really lucky.
Yeah.
Do you still keep in touch with him?
I do, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Is he still skiing or...
Well, not yet.
No.
Question 4. Why do they consider the incident a miracle? Question 5. How was the skier transported to the hospital? Question 6. What did the speaker say the situation did for him? Now listen to part 3.
How long ago was that? About a year or two ago?
No, that was about 4 months ago.
Oh, really? Now, does he have any broken bones?
No, that was amazing. He didn't break anything.
You mean he didn't have any? He just had a few bumps on his head and nothing more?
Yeah, but, well, he was in the intensive care unit for about 5 days just being under observation. He hurt his neck, but it was okay.
Wow, I can't believe he didn't break any limbs.
Yeah, he was lucky. He's fine now.
Question 7. What treatment did the victim undergo in the hospital? Question 8. How long has it been since the skier skied? Listening to a daily life conversation.
Have you ever seen Cirque du Soleil? I've just been reading about their new show.
No, I don't think so. What is,
Cirque du Soleil? It's a Canadian circus group. Cirque du Soleil is French. It means Circus of the Sun. They're basically a group of entertainers. You know, like street performers and acrobats. They come from all over the world, from more than 40 countries. Look, here's a picture.
Oh, yeah. I see what you mean. They're really amazing.
Yeah, totally. Here, listen to this review. Cirque du Soleil started as a group of young street performers in Quebec, Canada, more than 20 years ago. Now they employ 3,000 people worldwide, including about 700 performers. They've performed in more than 130 cities around the world.
Wow, that is amazing. You know, I think I saw something about them recently on TV. What else does the review say?
Well, this is interesting. It says that Cirque du Soleil is animal-free.
Animal-free?
Yeah, you know, they don't use any animals in their shows.
Oh, I see. So what does it say about the new show?
It says, Cirque du Soleil's new show is wonderful, perhaps their best show ever. Listen to this. The colorful costumes and inspiring music and dance will amaze you. Even if you are not a fan of the circus, you will love this fun and spectacular family show.
So, have you ever seen them perform?
Yeah, I have. I saw one of their shows about 3 years ago. I'd really recommend it. I'd love to see them again, actually.
I think we should go. How long is the new show in town?
Well, let's see. It'll be here for 3 weeks. You know, I'm going to go online to find out about tickets.
Good idea.
Question 1. What are the speakers talking about? Question 2. How was the Cirque du Soleil started? Question 3. What does Cirque du Soleil mean? Question 4. When did the Cirque du Soleil start? Question 5. How long will the Cirque du Soleil be in town? Listening to a news item.
Special birthdays around the world. In most cultures, there are certain birthdays that are especially important in a young person's life. If you were an American teenager, for example, you would eagerly look forward to your 16th birthday because in most states, that is the age to get a driver's license. Other cultures also have birthdays with special meanings. Mexico. For Mexican girls, the 15th birthday, the quinceañera, symbolizes a girl's transition into adulthood. To celebrate, the girl's family throws a huge party. The girl wears a ball gown similar to a wedding dress. The girl performs a waltz, a formal dance, with her father. A similar custom is celebrated in Brazil. China. On a child's first birthday, parents place their baby in the center of a group of objects, such as a shiny coin, a book, and a doll. Then they watch to see which object the baby picks up first. Most parents hope their child will pick up the coin because, according to tradition, it means the child will be rich. Nigeria. The 1st, 5th, 10th, and 15th birthdays are considered extremely important. Parties are held with up to 100 people. The guests enjoy a feast of a roasted cow or goat. Saudi Arabia. In some countries, such as Saudi Arabia, people don't observe birthdays at all because of spiritual beliefs. According to Muslim traditions, the only celebrations allowed are Eid al-Fitr, a feast that signifies the end of Ramadan, and Eid al-Adha, which celebrates the end of the annual pilgrimage to Mecca. Israel. A boy's 13th and a girl's 12th birthdays are serious as well as happy occasions. On these birthdays, children become responsible for their own religious and moral behavior. Adult birthdays also have special significance in many cultures. In the United States, for example, birthdays ending in 0, 30, 40, 50, etc., are especially meaningful.
This is the end of the audio program. Thank you for listening.
Listening to viewpoints.
Tourism is one of the world's largest industries. According to the World Travel and Tourism Council, it's a $2 trillion business that directly accounts for almost 1 in 11 jobs globally. Worldwide, many countries have come to rely heavily on tourism as an important part of their economy, while other countries, such as some of the smaller Caribbean island nations, are almost completely dependent on tourism for their survival. Despite its economic benefits, tourism has a downside too. While countries eagerly spend millions attracting tourists to their shores, they are also struggling with the negative impacts that tourism brings with it. One of the biggest threats is environmental. The building of roads, hotels, and resorts can quickly destroy those very beautiful landscapes on which tourism depends in the first place. Development on wetlands, for example, impacts wildlife. Forests disappear as they are cleared to make way for buildings and to provide fuel. In addition, the tourist industry also puts a huge pressure on scarce water supplies. In dry Mediterranean areas, tourists using leisure facilities like swimming pools and golf courses consume almost twice as much water as local residents. Tourism accounts for about 60% of air travel and creates noise and air pollution, which have negative effects on the environment. In Yosemite National Park, in the U.S., the number of roads and parking lots has increased so much to keep pace with the growing number of visitors that smog is now adversely affecting the wildlife and vegetation. Tourism is also responsible for producing huge amounts of waste. Cruise ships in the Caribbean generate a lot of trash, more than 70,000 tons each year. It even affects remote regions like the Himalayas, where Everest, the world's highest mountain, has more than 100 tons of trash sitting on its slopes and peaks. In spite of these problems, responsibly managed tourism can bring many positive benefits to communities and the environment. Revenues from park entrance fees pay for the protection of sensitive areas, or in Borneo for the care of young orangutans. Income from departure taxes in Belize covers some of the costs of conserving the reefs. Furthermore, tourism brings people into close contact with natural areas like rainforests and can give them a better understanding of the environment and the consequences of destroying it. This awareness can lead to pressure on local governments to preserve these beautiful areas and can result in the protection of endangered plants and animals. A further positive effect of tourism is that it can lead to alternate employment opportunities. In Guatemala, Spanish-language schools for tourists now hire local people who were previously employed in industries such as hunting and deforestation. Although tourism has many positive benefits, it clearly has a negative impact as well. The challenge for local and national agencies is to manage tourism so that communities can benefit economically, and yet at the same time make sure that the tourist areas are preserved for all to enjoy.